If you're tired of nagging or begging or bribing your child to start revising, then I've got 3 techniques that will help them get started. The first thing that you need to understand is your child is not being lazy when they're not revising. They're suffering from a fear of failure. For the first time in their life, they're having something that is of consequence happen to them. They're feeling overwhelmed. They're having 10 to 20 exams all in the space of a few short weeks in a couple of months. They're feeling the loss of control. That time that they used to spend with their friends or with their family, the time that they spent playing games or watching TV or YouTube or TikTok or whatever they're watching, that's now time spent that is away from their studies. So they're feeling a sense of guilt from it. Psychologists often talk about self-worth protection, and it's probably something that you and I would be guilty of as well. It's when we avoid doing something for the fear of being seen as incapable of doing it or not smart enough to be able to do it. We have to avoid bribing them with cake or throwing sweets at them or whatever it is that would normally seduce them or compare them with anyone else. This just breeds anxiety. Just try and create the right environment of encouragement for them. So just like a plant will need all of the right external factors and internal factors to be working correctly for them to grow, we need our children to be doing this the same. A plant needs the right amount of sunlight for it to be able to grow. It needs the right amount of rainfall. It needs the right amount of nutrients. It needs the right amount of carbon dioxide. Just like a plant needs all of these things to be functioning properly, our children need to be given the right things in the right places for them to be functioning properly and for them to grow as well. The first thing that we need to do with our children is give them some level of autonomy. Autonomy. So what does this mean? It doesn't mean throw away all of the guardrails or all of the rules that you currently have within your household. It means give them solutions and show them the options that they have within them. You need to find out where they're currently at and meet them there. Let's say, for example, they haven't started revising at all. Typically, the language that we'd use for a child like that would be, why haven't you started revising? What are you doing? Instead, if we turn the language constructive and ask them something along the lines of, would you like to create a revision routine together? And give them some level of freedom within that. So you could ask them, what subjects would you like to study? When would you like to study them? How long would you like to study them for? How long would you like your breaks for? What would you like to do during your breaks? So if you give them some level of freedom within that safe space, they'll feel more confident and comfortable with their own choices. After we've given them some level of freedom with some guidance, we're going to try and instill some level of competency and them to understand what level of competency they're currently at. We want them to be able to see that they're improving. So the way we could do that is give them some mini tests, some mock papers at home. They're going to be able to see the tests that they're doing at school slowly improving. They're going to be able to see their grades improving. And the teachers at school and the parents at home will hopefully be giving them more and more praise. So they'll be able to see their level of competency expanding. The final thing that we need to do, and it's probably the most difficult thing, is create this level of connection with our children. It's going to be a very difficult process throughout the next couple of months whilst they're preparing for their exams. There's going to be a lot of ups and there's going to be a lot of downs. And it's important for you to stay calm, especially when they're at this low period. When they're at this top period, they're going to feel quite motivated and they're going to feel quite comfortable with what they're doing. They'll feel relaxed about being able to take in the challenges that they're facing ahead. When they're at this trough, you're going to need to be their safe emotional base that they can return to whenever they need to. Our roles as parents and tutors and teachers, it's not as critics, but instead we should be thinking about our roles as coaches or guides. And our role is to help them see the progress that they're making. We're not aiming for perfection, we're just aiming for tiny, regular little wins. And that path of consistency will lead to progress. Parents should see the efforts a child is making and keep the pressure and the stakes at home very low so that they feel safe and they feel comfortable to get things wrong and still be able to do well. I'm a true believer that all motivation should be eventually intrinsic. And it shouldn't be linked to anything external. It should all be coming from within themselves. And if you use these techniques, hopefully your child can build that within themselves. When children feel capable and supported, you'll see that the effort will naturally flow. Remember, if you create structure and you create routine and you show them the progress that they're making, the motivation within themselves will grow. If you have any more questions about motivating your child or tutoring for the 11+ or GCSEs, just get in touch with me and I'd be happy to help.